when we try and enforce these things on our manhood, our spirit knows that. Your spirit knows what is and what ain't, and it's kind of like you get that feeling like this ain't me, or this ain't even who I'm supposed to be. I'm not even supposed to be acting like this. And that's where most of our trauma and our mental health problems come from. As men, it comes from your identity. So if you don't know yourself as a man, if you don't know what type of man you need to be, how you expect to be sane? Man, what's going on, y'all? Long time no see, man. Let me get comfortable in here, man. I ain't been in the studio in a grip. I've been MIA, man. I know it. I've been going through a little bit. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I ain't got no reason to lie. I ain't got no reason to lie at all. I don't even feel comfortable right now. I don't even feel at home, man. I don't. But we finna change that. We really finna change that. I'm coming with a great episode for y'all today. I know y'all missed me. I missed y'all. I missed doing what I do. I miss talking. I miss rapping about different stuff, all kinds of different stuff. But today I want to talk about something, that really means something to me. That really means more to me than probably anything. And it's just, growing up to be a man per se, the definition of whatever a man is supposed to be, just trying to have good morals, good standards, good values, taking care of your responsibilities, taking care of your business. As growing up as boys, we kind of hear all our life that, be a man, you're supposed to handle your business, be a man. But before I get into any of that, man, I kind of got some backlash on my last episode about my medicine. One thing about the Jungle Podcast, I'm gonna smoke. Regardless. Ain't no jungle without no trees, for sure. But listen, check this out. We as growing up, boys, we expect to hit a certain age and then we expect to enter into our manhood. As if like there's a door or something that we open, we turn 18 and boom, we a man. And we kind of take that and we don't really put any real thought into it. We're thrown into the world expecting to know everything, and based on the Bible's definition of what a man, we're supposed to know how to provide for our family and holding up a successful marriage, taking care of children, and any other thing that you would describe to be a good man, And a lot of our mental health is tested daily. Trying to meet these expectations. I wouldn't even call it expectations. I would say responsibilities, because you have to do it. But it is an expectation because, you expected to do the things that makes you a man. Even though these things are our responsibility, we got to have time. I think as men, we don't give ourselves enough time. We have to have time to learn these things. Because when you could say you fresh out of high school or fresh out of whatever, that don't mean you know how to raise a family. That don't mean you know how to be married. At what point do you think that you're supposed to know this type of stuff without have gone through it? And then, I think that a lot of people are getting married young these days, including myself. But we have these expectations on marriage that ain't really what it is. You don't know how to be married until you have been married, which is not real fair. It's not fair to us, and it's not fair to whoever we marrying, because when they agree to that, they already expect you to be ready. You know what I'm saying? That's anything as far as manhood. taking care of kids, getting a job. Once you start to reach out to that goal of your manhood, you already expect it to be ready. When you go into your career, they may not necessarily have time to train you on everything that you have to do. They expect you to know most of it. You know what I'm saying? Or if you raising kids, your child, of course they don't know any better, but you having kids, whether you ready or not, you got to take care of that child. You have to. That's just your responsibility, We have to give ourselves time to learn these things. You might not, as a parent, you might not be the same parent you was when your child was a newborn. You probably won't be the same parent you was when your child is a newborn. You know what I'm saying? And by the way, I ain't even mentioned, let me rephrase this. I got the cut. I got the cut, man. You see, which I'm gonna look at both of them. I got a cut, man. Feeling good in the mug. But nah, I had to, man. I needed a new look. But getting back into it. We may not be necessarily fit for everything that is put on our shoulders, boys. Fellas, I get that. We may not be fit. But we do have to get there. You'll be a fool not to sit there and try and grow every day, not to sit there and try and be a better person every single day. We may not be machines, but we're born with, I like to say we're born with attributes, You look at it like 2K. When you playing 2K, you have a player that when you pick that type of player, they already have a certain amount of attributes that you can add or take away from, whatever the case may be. But as a man, you may be a hustler. You may be a natural born hustler. I know some people that they gonna make $1 no matter what they gotta do to do it. You may be a natural born leader. You might can lead people better than most people. You might not have problem talking in front of crowds. You may not have problems making decisions for other people. You may be a great communicator. You can't hustle, you can't lead, but you can talk your way through things. And, these are the type of attributes that really makes I ain't gonna say it makes a man what he is, but that's the foundation. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna lie, I'm finna probably get in a lot of people's mitt today. But that's what I'm here for. That's what the Jungle Podcast is here for. Mental health, betterment, growth, and sometimes the truth don't care who feelings it hurt. And that's just real. Give me a second. Let me gather my thoughts up. Fellas, our whole life, we've been through tests. We've been through trials, tribulations, all throughout your childhood. And a lot of people think of this as a negative way, like, I've been through this, I've been through that, they want somebody to feel sorry for them. But honestly, man, your childhood it grooms you and it molds you to what you gonna become, or the type of man that you're gonna become. You don't go through anything for no reason. Everything you go through has a purpose, it has a meaning, it has an intent. And sometimes fellas, I'm included. Bro, I'm included. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes we have accountability issues, We got an issue blaming our environment or our upbringing for our mentality or our actions. So we really need to cut that out. We really need to sit down and look in the mirror and really understand why we act the way we act, or why we do some of the things we do. Because at the end of the day, no matter what you've been through, you have to take responsibility of your actions. You that way because of yourself. Even if you're that way because of your environment is a part of you. You understand what I'm saying? Your pops might have, for example, don't nobody get strung out on this. Your pops might have beat your mom every day. Your family may have had their issues from adultery to finances. The numbers show that abuse breeds more abuse. You know what I'm saying? But that don't mean you even have to be that statistic, and that doesn't even stop at just abuse. stops at adultery. Or even if you come from a single parent household, you know what I'm saying? As men, we put here to be able to lead our families to a righteous life. You feel what I'm saying? And when I say righteous life, let me clear things up. I mean spiritually. Everything else is going to work itself out. That's just how life rolls. So I say that, be a man. That's the title of this episode. Be a man. And instead of falling to the same old BS that your parents put you through, you here to break generational curses of abuse, cheating, anger, lack of communication, and understand that it ain't cool to be crazy. It ain't cool to be toxic. That's not gonna lead you to be happy in the long run. So you may think it's cool, that may be what's trending or whatever the case may be, but happiness is my trend. Period. That's the only thing I'm worried about. That's the only thing I want my family to be worried about, is being happy, being comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Be man enough, to work on yourself. Be man enough to understand that what the world portrays us to be as, it's cool to be toxic. It's cool to be, I'm crazy. People so quick to say that, I'm crazy. That's why I do the things that I do. But that's BS. I'm not even gonna cap to you. I'm not even gonna tell you no lies. That's BS. That's the BS that's put on social media for you to see every day. And it makes you think it's okay because you're seeing the same thing every day. And it's kind of funny. We may laugh about it. We may, make jokes about it. But at the end of the day, that's not what's helping our mental health. Stop putting these burdens on your future, whether that be your wife, your kids, your friends, you know what I'm saying? Because it's harder for us right now. It's harder for us as men, especially as black men, for real, than it is for anybody else, with all these expectations, all these pressures, and of what our identity as a man is supposed to even look like. Like, for example, it's not common sense on how you should treat your woman. It's not common sense on how to raise kids. It's not common sense on how to provide for a family. These are things only your spirituality has the answer to, of a higher power. That's the only person that has the answer to that, because that's where your morals come from. That's where your values come from. That's why you have a conscience. You know what's right from wrong. So if you don't seek these answers spiritually, you'll never know. Which kind of, it takes me back to social media. When we see these, we don't seek these answers, social media gonna force the answers on you with relationship goals, with videos, all type of posts of kids doing and saying crazy stuff, and we see it so much that it's normal. It becomes our teacher. It comes in our subconscious. Let me give you an example. Will Smith and Jada Pinkett got on live TV. Hold on, man. Will and Jada got on after, let me mention this, after being the standard of what a relationship is supposed to look like. This is my prime example right here. Will Smith and Jada Pinkett got on live TV and said, we ride together, we die together. Bad marriage for life. And fist bumped and everybody ate it up. I don't get that. And people tell you, you mean to tell me we not being deceived every day by what we see on our phone? They fist bumped. It was memes everywhere. Bruh, come on, man. Come on, bro. Stop the cap. Ain't no way in hell. And fellas, we knew. We ain't fall for it. You can sit there and say that on TV. We saw how Will Smith was looking. Pull up, man. I gotta pull up the picture. Pull it up. We seen his face, bruh. What you mean bad marriage for life? This is how you know I've been smoking, boy. But no. Being a man ain't about how much money you make or how strong you are. It ain't about the women you've been with or how many babies you can make. You ain't gotta be crazy to be a man. You ain't gotta be tough to be a man. And these last couple of weeks I've been gone because I've been really doing some soul searching. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I've been doing some soul searching because I'm still learning how to be a man myself. I'm only 23 years old, but that's the thing. We gotta be patient. You know, wisdom only comes with time. But being a man takes accountability first. Responsibility and awareness to know and understand your problems and understand what you're ignorant to. And break the cycles of what the world tells you a man is and focus on what God tells you it is, because he's the only one that knows. Your creator, he created mankind. He's the only one that knows. Being a man is growing every day. You ain't got to be perfect to be a man, because no man is perfect. We all know that. You know? Being a man is growing every day with your family and your friends around you. Giving them the opportunity. You feel what I'm saying? Let me put my lighter down and say this real quick. Yes, the opportunity to look up to you. And when you're a man of this caliber, anything your kids, your family, or your significant other takes from you can only be positive. And it can never be negative when you're that type of man. Being a man is not only fixing your mental health, but understanding that the world will put these pressures on us, you know, that makes us think we ain't a man if we don't act a certain way or talk a certain way or treat people a certain way. So as men, we got to stop looking in the wrong places for our manhood and start looking for the source that created manhood in the first place. Because when we look at that source, we realize that anger ain't on that checklist of being a man. Neither is lust, neither is depression, pride, money, greed, envy. You know, a lot of things that the world glorifies today. The world glorifies all this type of stuff. That's all you see on social media. You cannot go on social media right now. Go on any of your social media. I guarantee you will find something negative. I guarantee you, because that's all social media is bred for. Negativity. That's what social media thrives on. You can't tell me I'm lying. And you know, and when we try and enforce these things on our manhood, our spirit knows that. Your spirit knows what is and what ain't. And it's kind of like you get that feeling like this ain't me. Or this ain't even who I'm supposed to be. I'm not even supposed to be acting like this. And that's where most of our trauma and our mental health problems come from. As men, it comes from your identity. So if you don't know yourself as a man, if you don't know what type of man you need to be, how do you expect to be sane? How do you expect to not be crazy? Or how do you expect to communicate with your wife and your kids and your friends and your family the correct way? So we have to grow, and it's our responsibility as men to grow ourselves, and the next generation. But this was the Jungle Podcast, and it's been a real pleasure to get back with y'all. This is the longest episode, man. Man, chill out. And this is the longest episode I done had. I'm fresh off a bye week. I'm fresh off a couple bye weeks. I ain't gonna lie. But hey, I came back better though. And that's for sure. Jungle Podcast, I'm out.